Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hi, welcome to TFYLP, episode 495. I'm Lucas. I'm joined tonight by Rick.
495 episodes?
Yeah.
So, if you do the math right, that's like 5 episodes until we get to like 500.
Yeah. You're right there. And I think it's actually going to be pretty close to TFCon. So
Yes, and everyone should expect a major broadcast for the 500 episode. I know Lucas has been working on it very, very diligently, working on it every day. So expect big things.
No. I haven't. So yeah, I guess I better get on that. Got 5 episodes left before that. So here we are. So we also got Paul.
Too bad.
Right. Need to
Trying
get
to set you
Jerome
up for
back,
greatness.
right? Yeah, thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Yeah, get Jerome back. Maybe he can schedule, big blowout episode.
I want someone to go back through and count them all, make sure it's really 500. Because all these podcasts do these milestone things, and they're always like, "Oops, we were off by 3." Because how many times have we mistakenly numbered an episode for whatever reason?
Like, this is probably number 500. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm sure that we probably misnumbered it at some point. Like, I would guess, I don't think we're short. I think we're probably over at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's just call it 500 right now. This is it, Rick. We did it.
Right.
That's it. Episode 495, entitled Episode 500.
No, this is what I'll do is I'll just like skip past 500 or whatever. It'll be like 501. You're like, oh, sorry guys. Actually, last week was 500, and we did go through and count them.
What you should do is you call it 499A, and then 499 plus.
Oh dear.
And does it come with a black box? And
That's right.
and whatever. So there you go.
Hey, I just got to say right off the bat, I saw a certain figure was nominated for Toy of the Year, and it was not Jaxus, and I'm really surprised at that.
Me too.
Because
Have
Jaxus
they ever actually coordinated like the actual best toy of the line and whatever they nominate for Transformer of the Year or Toy of the Year, just whatever it may be?
I mean, this is all bought and paid for. So I just, it's been a long time since I've been fully impressed with a Chug figure, and Jaxus, man, I love this toy. I absolutely love this toy.
It's cool.
This is my toy of the year.
Rob was the same way. He was asking. He said, "Oh, when are you guys going to review Jaxus on Microcasters? Like, I want to come on and sing his praises." And I'm like, "Sorry, man, we already did that episode." It's like we actually managed somehow to do that like before it came out. Like it actually hit retail for a lot of people. Like I think it was hitting Amazon early, and so we just happened to get it. But
oh yeah,
yeah. So anyway, so tonight, so last week we had an episode talking about the potential like change in media strategy for Hasbro. There's an article on Bloomberg, I think, or Bloomberg Business Week, whatever it was, that they're considering selling the studio that they just bought a couple years ago, and media studio or whatever. And so we thought, hey, like after we talk about the potential future, which we have are just speculating and don't know for sure, why don't we have Rick on to talk about, some of the, wonderful things that have been done in the past, or some of the, blunders that have been done in the past.
Well, let me start off with the battleship story. See, I like to
like
say
number
that
one, like with a bullet.
Yeah. So let's start off with a little film. You probably saw it on like TNT or if you were up late at 2 a.m, you saw it on Peacock or something. Called Battleship, starring the great and talented Liam Neeson. I like to say Battleship sunk my career. Battleship sunk my career, and I didn't even work on that movie. I didn't work on that toy line. I had nothing. So, Transformers, huge hit, right? How much money does Hasbro get from the ticket sales? From all those people that went to see Transformers? Zero. They get $0 human dollars, right? So they're like, oh man, that sucks. We don't get anything for this. I mean, we get the licensing and we make all the toys, but even the toys we have to pay a royalty again. So not only do we have to pay Takara for every toy, we also have to pay Michael Bay for every toy, right? And the studio and Spielberg, like everybody gets a cut, and like our cut of the movie toys, instead of being this, now it's like this. Luckily, we sold a lot. So let's make a lot more toys for movie 2. Movie 2 comes out. It makes a lot more money. Paul, serious question. How many human dollars did Hasbro get from the ticket sales?
Of the second movie?
Yes. Revenge of the Moon.
Probably 0.
You would be correct.
Did Hasbro put money into the movie though?
Who's telling the story here?
I don't know. That's my first question, but we don't have to answer it.
So no. And the reason that is because they signed an agreement with Paramount, and they said, "Hey, you guys develop our property into a film. You make it a huge, successful franchise with an awesome entertainment vehicle, and we can monetize that. We can make toys. We can license out goods to other companies that are going to pay us royalties." But here's the thing. When Hasbro says, hey, book bag company, school's coming up, make some Transformers the movie book bag toys, pay us royalties for that, Hasbro gets the royalties and they go, all right, this part goes to Michael Bay, this part goes to Spielberg, this for the studio, all right, taxes, and then this is our cut. So by the time that, G.I. Joe came out, and then same thing, G.I. Joe is a movie that exists. And Hasbro doesn't get any tickets for that. So they're like, hey, we've got all these other big, huge properties just waiting to be entertainment franchises. Like Mask? No, not Mask. Like Visionaries? No, don't be daft. Oh, you mean Micronauts? Nope. I'm talking Battleship. Oh, Battleship. Yeah, Battleship. The board game. You mean the board game? Okay. All right. So what are we gonna do with Battleship? We're gonna go to a studio, and we're gonna say, all right, we want to get money from selling tickets. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna help pay for this movie. You guys are gonna develop. You guys are gonna make this movie. We're gonna pay for half of it, right? So we're gonna get money, and then we're gonna sell toys. You guys remember all those Battleship toys that came out? We're gonna sell book bags and T-shirts. It's gonna be great. We're gonna sell those little rubber balls that they sell at the supermarket. There's like a big cage, and you just pick a ball out. So, all right. Well, how can we make Battleship into a huge blockbuster movie? I know. Let's make it look like Transformers. The light bulbs all go off. There's lots of this. Yes. Yes. Lots of this. Oh, good job. Great job. Hey, real quick though, just between us, like, hey, how are we gonna monetize Battleship? How are we gonna make toys against that? We'll figure that out later. Let's just agree to make a movie, and then we'll figure that stuff out later. Okay.
We got the board game.
Okay.
Who cares?
All right. Okay, we're gonna figure it out later. Here's a couple $100 million. You guys go make a movie. We're gonna make some toys, something. We don't know what. We're gonna make some toys. You gonna make action figures? No, we're not gonna do that. No. Okay. So what are you gonna do? We're gonna take this old toy line called Mask, and we're gonna mix it with Micro Machines, and we're gonna make a whole bunch of different battleships and aircraft carriers and destroyers, and you're gonna press buttons, and like super cannons are gonna pop out, and like jets are gonna pop out, and like rocket launch, like the aircraft carrier is gonna open up. Down the runway is going to pop open, and a missile is going to come out, and that's going to be cool. And you think kids will like that? Yeah, that's all in the movie, right? No, it's not in the movie. No, none of it. Do they even allude to anything in that movie? No. Okay. All right. Are we going to make any of the bad guys from the movie that look like Decepticons so we can get maybe some crossover? Like, no, we're not going to make any of the bad guys. Let's just make the human U.S. military Navy vehicles. They'll be like Micro Machines with like mass gimmicks. It's gonna be great. Oh, okay. All right. Great. You know what? We figured it out. Everybody. We did it. Hey, is anyone checking on the studio to see how that movie's coming along? No? Was that your job? Whose job was that? Hey, we should probably check in with them to see how the movie's coming along. Oh, hey, we got a special screening. Let's go over there to the studio and see what they got. All right, I'm excited. And that's the movie. That's not like the director's cut. That's the movie. Oh God. Hey, could you do me a favor real quick? Could you just call over to Rhode Island and just tell them to stop making all the toys? All right, wait, what? What? Yeah. Listen, I was like, this is. I mean, we put money into this. We put money into this movie. We designed a whole toy line. Yeah. Yeah. Just cut it. Just cut the whole thing. I mean, this is millions of dollars in tooling, and it's just no. We're not going to do it. So we're just going to put out the movie. Right. Yeah. We're just going to put out the movie, but we're going to get ticket sales from the movie. All right. Well, will that offset all the millions of dollars that we spent on producing the film and the toys that we developed and all the staff we paid to do that and all the materials we used and everything we did? Is those movie tickets gonna offset that? No. Okay. Okay. All right. On the plus, so this is a big loss for us. If this movie doesn't perform, this is a big loss for us. Yeah. It's going to be a big hit for us for sure. Yeah, if it doesn't do well, but let's hope we have a miracle. Oh, okay, all right. On the other hand, we've got the hub, so that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. How much money did we put into that? Which, you mean millions? Oh, you said it would be though. Billion? Oh. All right. All right. Well, listen, Transformers is going to be huge, right? It's going to be huge. I mean, it's going to be great, right? How? All right. Let's keep the budget down. Let's say 400,000 per episode. Okay. Let's try and do that. We know it's going to perform. How much do they need? They need 600,000 per episode. Okay. All right. Oh.
Well, now you're talking about Prime, right?
Wait. Well, Battleship was what started it off. So Battleship started sinking, right? And then the what sank the Battleship was the hub. So all right. So they want six. Okay, how much do they want now? They want 1 point. How much million per episode? You better be kidding. No, we're not doing that. Oh, they're gonna, Ortsy and Kurtzman are gonna leave if they don't. Oh, you know what? Just pay them. That's fine. That's just what. All right. 2 million per episode. That's I mean, that's season 1 Game of Thrones money. But I mean, this better be a really good show. It's Transformers. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. What else do we have on the hub? Batman Beyond. Ooh. Well, what else we got? Happy Days. Ooh, kid, you gotta love that Chachi. Gotta love Chachi. All right. I'm gonna go kill myself. So that's why Hasbro doesn't put money into entertainment anymore, because they learned a lesson with Transformers. If we don't spend money, we won't make money. Let's spend money. We're going to spend money. Okay, here's all the money. We're going to spend it now. Oh, we lost even more money than we spent. Okay. So now here we're at the tail end of it. Brian's gone. May he rest in peace. He was a great person. I loved him. He was a great person, always kind to me. But there's new leadership now. And new leadership always makes a change. Whenever a new leader comes in, they throw out the playbook of the old. They say, "Oh, you got a whole plan for Transformers Prime Season 3 and the next show after that?" Well, I'm the new guy. I say we're making dragons. You know why we're making dragons? What? Why are we making dragons, Josh? Because some of the guys like this band called Imagine Dragons. So we're going to make dragons now. They're going to hunt dragons. Okay. Oh,
sweet.
Cool. So Brian Goner, he's gone now. New leadership comes in and said, "We got all these assets here. Let's get rid of them so that we have less overhead. We're spending less money on entertainment. We'll let other people do that, and then we'll just make toys." Okay. That's the short and simple explanation. There's a ton more layers to that. The hub was, I could talk for hours about the hub and capitalizing off the hub versus making merchandise and then delaying that merchandise because of other projects and not being able to recoup the royalties. So you're paying out even more money, even though you were expecting royalties from certain items that aren't there. And but yes, Battleship and the hub that meet one day, 1,700 people. Thanos came and snapped his fingers. Just like that, they were gone. And I thought, hey, I survived. I survived two snaps. But I get back from the convention after everyone's gone. There's like tumbleweeds in the hallway. And they're like, "Hey, Rick, we really needed you for that convention. Today's going to be your last day, buddy." Oh, I didn't survive. Yeah, we needed you for the weekend. Oh. So, that's why I think now Hasbro is changing their strategy and getting rid of studios that they've invested money into. They have new leadership. Things in the world are getting more expensive. You know, I own my own business. My delivery truck used to charge me $4 a truck for delivery goods. Now they charge me $100 per truck to deliver goods. So everything in the world's getting more expensive. It makes sense to let other people pay for things, and you just kind of sit back and collect money. It may not be as much money as you want, but you're collecting money, and you're looking around, seeing what other people are doing, and you're just kind of laying back, letting them spend money. And I think that's probably a wise strategy, but there is a downfall to that. Paul, do you know what the downfall to that is?
Well, with little risk comes little reward. But that might not be what you're. Might not be what you're looking for.
Yeah, no. You obviously you're incompetent. So, no. The trade-off is that now you don't have control of the reins. We're gonna let Nickelodeon make a show. They're talented people over there. We're gonna let this guy make a show. We're gonna let this guy make a movie. They're all talented people. And yeah, some of that stuff has been really great. You know, not just talking Transformers, you know, other properties, Star Trek, Star Wars, you know, we're going to let them all do their own thing. They're making their own things. We're not going to spend money, but we also don't have control of the project anymore.
Are there any examples of Hasbro like controlling a project and it was successful? Just curious, like, because I don't know the history.
Great question, actually.
When I say when I refer to that, I mean a creative project, not necessarily a not
full creative control, or
like where they had creative control on a project. They implemented a plan because they had the control, and then what their vision, like what the end product was successful. Like, because I don't know the level of control.
All right,
that they
there is
had.
a great example of that.
Uh-huh.
There is a great example of that. However, success was not capitalized on, and so the reward was not there. And what I'm talking about is, well, there's two examples, and they're both G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe Renegades,
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Joe Resolute. Both very creative, very inspiring, very brand remaking and reimagining and reforging properties. Two great cartoon shows. But Resolute was a one-time thing. It was shown once on Cartoon Network at midnight or 2 a.m. Toys didn't come out for almost 2 years. So they didn't really capitalize on that. They didn't promote it. They didn't make a sequel, right? But it was a great piece of storytelling. Everything jived. Everything jived together. Renegades. Great piece of storytelling. Everything jived together. But yeah, we have G.I. Joe 2 coming out, so we're going to make toys for that instead. Oh, the movie got pushed back a year. 2 weeks before it was supposed to come out. Ah, crap. That sucks for us. That sucks for G.I. Joe. All right. Also, the thing about G.I. Joe Resolute, or Renegades, it was canceled before the first episode ever aired by a brand manager who thought he understood G.I. Joe. And he said, this cartoon show, this is a man who absolutely adored G.I. Joe. And before a single episode of Renegades aired, he said, we're not funding this. We're not making toys against this. Canceling the show. And then it turned into a huge hit because he didn't understand how it activated things for us. How practically every episode introduced a new character. And how in season 2, at the end of season 1, all those characters come together. And in season 2, you have the world of G.I. Joe now established. There is another great example in the world of Transformers. I wonder if you guys can name it.
I mean, overall, I mean, I'd say the mid 2000s was, you had animated going on, and then,
That's
at the
it.
end is okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
You had animated. And animated, that was Studio and Hasbro just all over each other.
Toys are great.
But the toys came out a year later.
And the movie took off.
And the problem with animated was that it came out with Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
So when you have Revenge of the Fallen, next to animated on the same shelf, a kid likes to age up. They like to play up their age.
Right.
This looks like it's a baby's toy. This looks like it's cool. When you have the two side by side, animated is going to lose. Even though animated is the better toy line, it's the better show, it's better storytelling. But the packaging and the colors, the design aesthetic, compared to a movie.
Yeah.
So even though animated was a great piece of storytelling, great toys, everything worked, it failed because it came out with Revenge of the Fallen. That's what I directly attributed that to. There's plenty of examples of where a studio takes over and the product's amazing, and then the toy company comes along and makes great product. G1, original G.I. Joe, He-Man, Beast Wars. Not Beast Machines, but Beast Wars. Those are all shows. Voltron. GoBots. Those are all shows where you had an entertainment company making great storytelling based off already designed product that was at this toy studio, versus the toy guys making stuff based off a movie where there's only 5 characters in it. No wonder by the time Dark of the Moon came out, toy sales were drastically going down compared to the first 2 movies. You can only sell that same yellow Camaro to the same kid so many times. How many yellow Camaros does that kid need? Right? How many Optimus Primes does that kid need? Oh, plus the kid's really mad because he couldn't transform it from the second film. So mom and dad go, you know what? That was such a pain in the ass. I'm not buying you that. I'm not buying you that $50 Transformer Optimus Prime. I'm going to buy you the $20 Optimus Prime. So that's my rant on the entertainment industry in regards to design and capitalizing off one another. Questions, comments?
Do you think it can ever be done correctly? Like timing wise and
in the 80s it was done correctly, but the 80s weren't a marketing driven time. Marketers are now in charge of the brands. In the 80s, designers were in charge of the brands. They would say, hey, we've got this huge jet for G.I. Joe. It's called a Sky Striker. We got to get this into the cartoon show. Now cartoon shows go, yeah, Wheeljack's going to show up and he's gonna have the ship, and he's gonna be a ninja. What? He's the mechanic. Yeah, he's gonna be a ninja. He's gonna have swords now, because kids like ninjas. So he's gonna be a ninja guy. All right. Well, I guess we can make Wheeljack's ship. Since okay. So that's how we get that.
Everyone's
Wheeljack
just like,
ship.
fuck yes, this is great. All the kids are falling over because it's so awesome.
Yeah, all the kids were falling over. It was so awesome. It was so awesome. And all the fans are going, wow, this is great. And we didn't know, like, we thought, looking back on it, we thought things in the kingdom were pretty cool. Were pretty good. We thought people were pretty happy. We thought, hey, Chug's coming along really nice. We really like these Chug figures. People seem to eat them up. They're great. We didn't know.
Did you call them Chug in the office?
No, we called them classics, or I think we called them classics. Yeah. No, they don't know what the fuck Chug is. So, we didn't know back then, even though some of us tried telling them, hey, let's make an Ultra Magnus where the armor comes off and becomes a trailer. They're like, no, we can't do that. We cannot do that. We can't do that. We'll never do that. Yet, here it is. And it's amazing and it's great. And I'm glad they did it. Oh, we can't make female Transformers. No, we can't do that. We're not going to do that. Yet, look at us now. Right? And some of them are pretty amazing.
It's funny how it's so dependent on the human beings being in the right place. The right humans being in the right roles at the right time.
I gotta say,
because all the people that told you no about that, they aren't there anymore, and someone else said, "Why not? Yeah, let's try it. Yay!"
Well, I know we kind of talked about this too, but I am really curious what the runs like. Do you know, Rick, like what the runs were back then compared to even like when you were there compared to what they are now?
I mean, I don't know what like manufacturing runs.
Yeah, so say for example, like wave 1 of whatever toy line, like how many do they make now of like just the classics generations, back then compared to now? Like,
well, I mean, I have no idea what they're doing now. Yeah. Plus, you have the world the way it is right now. But I mean, we'd walk around going, how many million bumblebees did we make this week? All right, cool. All right, cool. How many dozen Viacons did we make this week? Cool.
Because it seems like that there's a lot more figures that come out these days, but the the number of different figures is a lot higher. But each individual figure, they don't make as many as what they used to. And so because of that...
Well, we don't know that. We don't know if the market...
You're right.
We don't know that. We don't know if there's more people buying figures. We don't know if they're making less figures as opposed to... I mean, nothing will top the 80s. I mean...
Oh, that was completely crazy.
There's just no way you could top the numbers in the 80s. Right? I mean, millions and millions of the same... of fucking gears and tailgates. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing will, there was a little saying at work, sometimes the G.I. Joe guys would they'd get their big boy pants on. They'd make a comment. And then a certain someone, not me, certain someone would say, hey, come here. Hey, listen, our worst selling Transformer sells 10 times better than your best-selling G.I. Joe. I want you to remember that till the day you die. And that was true. So it...
But I think the other thing, too, is like just the media landscape is so much different. And it's so hard to navigate now compared to before, like, because you had, broadcast television, you had movies or whatever. Well, now you have to worry about all the streaming sites. You have to, where do you put things on there?
Yep.
Versus cable versus network, versus video games. The different, like, do you develop, a mobile game versus developing a cartoon or whatever.
Or a console game, right? But then, does a console game based off an existing property that wasn't originally a console game really viable? So Halo started off life as a video game. You're never going to sell as many Halo figures as you will a Halo video game. Transformers started off as a toy line. You'll never sell as many Transformers video games as you will an action figure, right? So these brands are kind of stuck in their
medium.
There's a few they're stuck in their mediums. There's a few breakouts, Marvel, I would say. A lot of guys, girls, people collect the toys who don't collect comics. A lot of people collect comics, don't collect toys. There's people who watch the movies and consume all those licensed goods, Black Panther t-shirts and their Iron Man 3s, right? And their Hulk shirts stay green, right? Those are... We used to say Transformers is an evergreen brand. Star Wars is an evergreen brand. I think there's some brands that have transcended that now and become something bigger than a franchise. Marvel, I think, is probably the only clear-cut example of that. I don't know what you call that. I don't know what the next step beyond evergreen franchise is.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is I feel like everyone is trying to replicate what Marvel did, but it's incredibly hard, and so it's it's not like you can just go out and put that out, but everyone wants to create these, like, big franchises with all this merchandising and all that, but can you keep it going for 30 movies or whatever it is that they're at now?
They forget that there's a lot of legwork put in prior to it being a big ass thing. Most of these didn't start off expecting to be huge franchises.
Yeah.
It's not a foregone conclusion, and when you think it is, that's when you're not going to have a lifelong brand. You're going to have a failure.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between Marvel and everything else, including Star Wars, the difference between Marvel and everything else, they've consolidated power. They've consolidated power into one person. A Darth Vader, an Emperor Palpatine, if you would.
Right, but that
person Emperor oversees all the different iterations of those brands across all the different entertainment and licensed good platforms. And that one person says yes to the comic book, no to that storyline, yes to that actor, no to that actress, yes, no, don't do that there because we're doing this over here. I don't have to tell you again. Don't make me explain it to you or you're gone. Consolidating power and having the people that work beneath you understand that there is a hierarchy and that you cannot just go off on your own and make the Joker, make the Batman without there being repercussions to the franchise as a whole. I mean, that's the difference right there,
Right, but then that person also, you have to have faith in that person, and they have to be extremely talented as well. And so that's
absolutely.
That's the trouble is that
you hope they are.
But that person is has a very good pedigree, comes from a long line of experience, and that person, it's not always about. I'll take a step back. It's not always about that one person. It's who that person surround themselves with. Now they do need yes men, but they need yes men who are opinionated, and that's the difference. That's the DC Marvel difference. DC is just like, hey, I want to make a Batman movie. Does it have anything to do with anything else we're doing right now? No. I want to put the guy from Twilight in it, though. Oh yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, you do that. What are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna put Ben Affleck as Batman and Aquaman too. Okay, but that comes after the Flash. Yeah, but in the Flash, we're retconning it so that Michael Keaton's the Batman. Yeah, I don't care about that. Oh, okay. All right, well, okay. All right, okay. Okay. Kevin Feige would be like, shut the fuck up. This is what you're doing. You don't want to do it this way. You're gone. That's the difference. They have consolidated power.
Yeah,
Do you
I mean
think
that could
Hasbro
work.
could pull that off?
No, because they are at the mercy of someone else's dollar. That's why they want to get rid of that studio. They're giving up control. Marvel has all the money, and they make it all themselves, so they have the control. You see that? They have the money, so they have the control. And once Disney took over Marvel, I mean, look at Marvel before Disney took over, and all the different expressions that existed out there, the discontinuity between the comics. It was like What If, but everywhere, right? And then Disney came over and said, all right, TV and movie, we're going to put them together. You're in charge. You know what? We're going to bring the video games over too. You're in charge of that too. What about comics? I want that. Oh, you want that too? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. Keep it all and yeah, all right. And then it's been one success after the other. And it's gotten to the point, though, if there was a misstep, if there, whether you call Black Widow or Eternals a misstep, that's your prerogative. I think Black Widow was a horrible misstep. There's enough goodwill that's been built up. Hey, you know what? Yeah, Black Widow sucked, but we'll get him next time.
But
At another company, they'd be like, "Hey, Black Widow sucked. You're fired." But I just made 24 other movies that were all number one. Yeah, I know, but Black Widow sucks. You're fired.
Yeah, but the difference too is that nothing that they've done is a total bomb. Like that's what they didn't have a like you said, battleship or whatever. Like they haven't had a battleship. Like at least recently, since they've been going
think of it this
run.
way.
I mean, I guess Eternals would probably be the closest thing.
I mean, you could say Thor: Love and Thunder was a misstep. Why do I say that? Well, how many billions of dollars did that make? How fast did they rush that out to Disney Plus? Right? Doctor Strange 2, how much money did that make? How fast did they rush that to Disney Plus? Look at the licensed goods for those films compared to other movies. Black Panther, Iron Man, Captain America, Avengers, right? So you could, in the Marvel spectrum, say that those were missteps for Marvel. Any other movie, any other franchise would be like, holy shit, I can't believe we're king of the worlds. Can't believe it. Marvel looks at the earnings of Thor: Love and Thunder. They go, all right, well, I guess we're going to change it up a bit for the next one. All right, live and learn. I mean, I don't know. Am I being too cynical? Am I being crazy? Do I not have a point?
It's hard not to talk about Transformers media, without talking about Star Wars and Marvel, because it seems like it's the same audience, that you're fighting for right there. And it's
What
weird.
is Transformers? Transformers
I don't know.
is sci-fi fantasy. That's how I've always looked at it. I don't think it's sci-fi. Sci-fi fantasy, right? Transformers is very unique. There's not a lot of brands with this iconography, with this story, right? And Transformers has so many rich stories that could be their own TV shows. You can make a Lost Light TV show. You can make a Scavengers TV show. You can make a Dinobot TV show, right? You can make a movie all about Hot Rod, right? There's so much there to explore, but it's just not the right creative people aren't being brought on, right? Get James Roberts, get Nick Roach, get them. Hey, we're gonna. I know you guys wrote a lot of comics. Can you guys advise us on this story? Can you guys just give us your input?
The new Earthspark cartoon?
I don't care. It was like, hey, you guys made a lot of really cool toys. You made some cool Springers. You made that Jaxus. You made some really good Chug figures. Hey, can you come on board and give us some design ideas and how these things should look like? All right. Because otherwise, we were thinking we were just going to make them all look like insects. And then you couldn't tell what their faces were going to be. And we were going to make it all really blurry so that it didn't matter. Maybe it's just me being a hater. I mean, I love the brand. But I want the brand to be more than what it is.
It'll be interesting to see, Rise of the Beast or whatever movie and like how the character models look in that. Because I mean, I do think that Travis Knight, when Bumblebee came out, I mean, the models that they had, like it looked a lot better. Like it looked more right compared to the stuff in the past. And so I'm hoping they continue that trend and not switching back to whatever last night, Age of Extinction, whatever that crap was.
Age of the Moon and the Last Fallen. Here's the as much as I love Beast Wars, I got Beast Wars tattoos. I love Beast Wars, but anything with the title Rise of, automatically I just think it's going to be a shit movie. Has there ever been a movie with the title Rise of that was good? I can think of one movie, Minions: The Rise of Gru. That's the only movie that I can think of that has the Rise of, and it was actually a good movie.
Yeah, but they just pop those movies out anyway, so.
Right. Rise of Cobra.
You're right. It's a bad omen. Faux show.
Yeah, it's a bad omen. It's a bad omen. That's the perfect way to put it, Paulino. Thank you.
It's like they want Rise to be what the numbers do, but they they do the opposite.
Right. Hey, what part is this? Is this gonna be part 7? Fuck it, let's call it Rise of. Transformers 7, Sharknado. Fuck it. Let's just do it.
Rise of the Bread.
Right.
When is that movie coming out? Is it next summer?
That's what they say, but
it's
knows?
Coming out on Netflix, I think September 23rd at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
Some press release said it came out.
It's locked away with Batgirl.
Oh.
There was some recent press release that actually said it's like coming out in June of 2022, and this was like the other day, and I was like, wow, way to go, guys.
Oops, forgot to copy. Update that.
Somebody fire that intern.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm excited about with Rise of the Bread is that, it's clear, like, I think it will finally put to bed the prequel versus reboot argument that we've had with the Bumblebee film. I'm really hoping it puts that to bed, and everyone that's like, well, it's a soft reboot, like whatever, like just shut the fuck up, guys. It's all the same shit. Just live with it.
Did I ever tell you guys the story of Transformers 4? That before it became, what the hell was Transformers 4? Attack of the Clones, or yeah.
I have heard it, but I think our listeners might not have heard it. So
speaking of Beast Wars, it was a Beast Wars related story. So that's what brings it up. That's why I want to, this Beast Wars film that's coming out next year seems a little forced, because you're mixing the G1 guys with the Beast Wars guys in 1997, which seems a little, or 1994, whenever the movie takes place, 94, 97, feels a little like contrived, right? We had a great idea of, all right, what if Optimus, Bumblebee, and the crew, Tyrese and other, and White Man, go back in time, and they accidentally go back in time, and they find the Allspark, but the Allspark's huge, right? They find it at Hoover Dam, and then the Dinobots show up, and the Dinobots were actually called the Guardians of the Allspark, and the reason they're dinosaurs was because they got there. The Allspark crashed. They came to protect the Allspark, and there were no cars and shit, so they just scanned the fucking fossils everywhere. Optimus was going to rescan and become a gorilla. Megatron was going to rescan and become a dragon. And that's how you got the Beast Wars. They went back in time, just like they did in the Beast Wars cartoon show.
Wait a minute, he was going to be a dragon?
Yeah, because Grimlock's a T-Rex.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Transmetal 2, baby. So, yeah. Solid. Yeah.
So dragons actually existed back then, though? Is that kind of the...
I mean, they did in, the last night.
They did, yeah. They did anyways.
Yeah,
Who gives a shit?
They did the fucking dragon anyway.
So they kept that.
You were ahead of your time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
was
our
gonna
first
say,
idea.
sounds like they kept some of those ideas there, Rick.
No shit.
That was our first idea for part 4. That they go back in time. They need to protect the Allspark, and Optimus becomes the gorilla. He becomes monkey, not truck. And Megatron's there, and then Megatron gets frozen in the ice. We kind of fool around with it a little bit.
Oh.
You just kind of every movie negates the movie that comes before it anyway. So that's
So do you really find out that like all of like the last night, like all the story ideas were really like monkey's paw versions of like things that you pitched like over the years? like let's consolidate all those together and just but change them.
The biggest thing from the last night that we worked on, that we pitched, was what the hell was the stupid motorcycle's name? Sparkplug, Gears, Sprocket, Lube Job. Whoever the blue motorcycle was. So we pitched that for movie 4 as this kid builds his own Transformer, and at the end of the movie, Optimus Prime grants that Transformer a spark, and he says, You are now an Autobot. You are now really one of us.
No,
but the kid...
Squeaks,
yes. But,
holy shit.
But it was an actual motorcycle that was based off Kicker from Energon. It was that type of, the kid, his dad worked at the military base where the Decepticons were hiding at. And he built this motorcycle, this dirt bike, and he figured out how to transform it. And then it becomes sentient and it saves the day, and Optimus is like, fuck it, you're one of us.
I would love it if that's how he said it too.
That's right. Fuck it. You are one of us now.
And Peter Cullen's like, there was one line I just was so worried about saying if it didn't sound like it was, but they made me say it.
And we will call you shitbag.
Holy shit, Ratchet.
And but that was like that whole kicker motorcycle thing. That was back when, like, you know, the base turned into like the whole military base was a Transformer and turned into Galvatron, and then the Dinobots fought the Decepticons, who were like the Lords of Deception, and what a goddamn mess. Anyway, I think that would have been better than what we got. Although I hated the whole idea of Galvatron being the base. Absolutely hated that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful. But
yeah, that was terrible.
Should have been. I mean, I don't know what that should have been. This probably shouldn't have happened.
None of it should have happened the way it did. None of it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been saying it for years on this podcast. I just want us to fail so bad that the people in charge give up or sell the rights to it to someone else that gives a shit. And it'll never happen. You know, like.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because there was talk of selling G.I. Joe when I was there. So don't say that.
I'm not saying Hasbro sell it. I'm saying the movie rights are owned by those executive producers or whoever.
They'll never give that up.
Yeah, they never will, because it was the best bet they ever made in their lives.
Yeah, as long as they keep putting out a movie every 7 years, man, that thing just re-ups. So. Well,
I kind of, I blame them a little bit, because you listen to them in interviews, Don Murphy, Bonaventura, it's like they don't even.
Don Murphy has nothing to do with the films whatsoever.
Is he done? Was he in the first? Was he just trying to get the pitch done to get it through the first round?
Hang on. Yeah, Lorenzo. Okay, yeah, Don Murphy. I was thinking I got him confused with Lorenzo. Don Murphy has jack shit to do with the movies. Okay. Jack shit. He has nothing to do with those films, with any of them.
But he was involved in the beginning. Okay, he got
the deal done. Yeah. He got his money. He gets his money from all the films. He has jack shit to do with the film. They won't even let that fat fuck in the building. He won't even fit through the fucking building.
Well, that's why I shouldn't name names. I'm just saying the producers, the people that do get paid, to like keep this thing going as it exists. I'd love to get some new blood in there. Just
who we need? We need Joaquim Dos Santos, because that's a guy who gets it.
Who is that? Is that a visionary?
He worked on G.I. Joe Resolute, and then he worked on the Voltron series for Netflix. And he's the coolest guy. He absolutely understands it. He's a fan, but he's like one of us fans. He gets it. And then I pitched him I cornered him at the Hasbro booth at San Diego Comic-Con one year, and I'm like, hey, here's my really quick G.I. Joe Transformers idea, and here's the animation we did, and he fucking loved it. And then he was gone working on something else.
Well, I think the right person is out there. I just don't think that they've been given the shot, or the things have not lined up. The problem with Transformers is it came about before Marvel kicked it off, before everyone really realized, we don't need to redesign everything to be our new Hollywood version of this thing that everyone actually liked. We just need to do exactly what already happened. Just enough where everyone loves it. We don't have to pay royalties beyond what we've already paid to get the license. Like Marvel proved that's the model that works currently. Reimagining.
But Marvel doesn't. They don't retell the same. They don't go every couple years. Hey, time to retell Spider-Man. Uncle Ben's gonna die again. They were smart. They're like, shit, that all happened off screen. Everybody knows how that shit happened. We don't need to visit that at all.
Yeah, but prior to Marvel itself getting it, that did happen again and again. Just like
It did.
DC shows Batman every fucking few years. Like, remember his parents in the alley? Oh yeah.
But
Batman.
Marvel was forced to get creative with it because they sold off all the good superheroes of the other studios. So they didn't own Spider-Man and they didn't own the X-Men and all those kind of things. They, some other studios making crap versions of that, and they like, well, I guess I just got this Iron Man and Thor and Captain America. Like, I've got the B-list guys, and now those guys are all the like super huge A-list or whatever because it got in the right hands.
Can you imagine what it would be like if they sold off the Decepticons to Sony? But the Autobots are with Paramount or some shit like that. Like, how ludicrous of a concept is that they even thought to do that with Marvel? So ridiculous.
But that's the thing. Like, there's so many teams in Transformers that absolutely could have happened, but nobody has the fourth. Like, sell off the Wreckers, sell off the rights to the Wreckers. Okay, sell off the rights to the Combiners. Hey, you know what? Sell off the rights to the Insecticon, to the Mini Spies. Do it. Make money. So, they're, Marvel, 2005, they're like, hey, we should make an Iron Man movie because we own that. We own that. You mean the robot? No, he's not a robot, dude. Who are we going to be? Who are we going to get to make a freaking Iron Man movie? The fat guy from the Swingers movie?
He'll do it.
What? Yeah, no, he's gonna be great, man. He's gonna be. We can afford him. We can afford him. He wants like, I don't know, like $20K. Yeah, I mean, for $20K, shit. All right, fine. Hire that dude. And now he's
the actor,
big ballin'.
The actor, like, at the low point of his career, like coming out of rehab.
Yeah. You want who to do it? Him? Well, we ain't gonna pay him that much. All right, if there's a sequel, maybe we'll pay him a little more, but we ain't gonna pay him that much. You know who we should get? We should get Terrence Howard. He's gonna be a big star one day. We gotta get him. Yeah. Anyway, that's my whole view on it.
So I guess it sounds like now, and of course, obviously, part of it is there's new leadership coming out at this point. So kind of to that point. Where'd Rick go?
I'm here.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Sleepy.
Anyway,
but
I was gonna say is that this new studio really hasn't even had a chance to kind of show things all that much before they're talking about selling it,
Right. Well, you know what? Scooby-Doo 2 was already done.
Yeah.
There was 95% done. They're like, we'll take a tax write-off. But the movie's done. Yeah. Fuck it. We're gonna take a tax write-off. Hey, maybe we should do that with Flash instead, because that Ezra guy is like kidnapping people and shit. He's like, no, it's gonna be great. He's gonna be great. White kid. Good. He's great. Scoop. Who directed Scoop? Oh, a bunch of Muslims? Nah, fuck. Cancel that shit. So, yeah. What were we saying?
I don't know. That seems like a tangent considering like it has nothing to do with Hasbro. But
oh, we love you, Rick.
All right. Well, look. What
are your thoughts on BotCon, Rick?
God, I told you.
Did you
I
show
told
up?
you I had to make this a short show.
Hold that thought.
Tomorrow is the first day of school. If you want me to stay, like, I will.
Don't do it.
I don't have my soapbox, or I'm going to go stand on it, and I'm going to shame each and every one of those motherfuckers who gave those white supremacists money. All right, I want them to know.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this, Rick. I apologize.
I told you not.
You shouldn't goddamn Pandora's box, man.
Save it for cut the tape.
Oh, there you go.
There's not enough YouTube for me to explain my feelings on this subject. So, but it is.
Yep.
Listen, it is the first day of school tomorrow, and I got to get up early to get my girls on the bus and get them ready. And I guess I have to feed them and shit too. So
You don't have to.
you
It's
know,
optional. So this is what I do with my kids, right? You just take a box of Pop-Tarts, right? You put it on the counter, you open it up, there you go. Bam, breakfast.
I'm gonna call protective services or whatever.
see what I do is I go outside. I say good morning to my beautiful chickens. Hi, thank you for these lovely eggs, and I bring the eggs inside, and then I make the eggs for my daughters, and I like, you want some toast? All right, you want some of the store bought butter? Or you want some of Dad's butter? All right, I'm gonna put Dad's butter on it because I make the butter. So so
You
yeah,
got cows there too, or
no, I don't have cow. No, you don't need cows to make butter, dude. You just buy the shit, and then you get a butter churner
okay?
and salt and ice, and then you got to knead that butter, right? You got to knead it with your hands, and then you
Fair
take
enough.
these little paddles and you shape the paddle. You shape it with these paddles till it becomes a brick. I used to roll it so it became like a big log, but they wouldn't touch it when it was the log. So now I got to shape it into a square.
Okay.
And then I tried putting it in the like the silicone mold of little Lego figures, but then I couldn't get it out. What were we talking about?
THC butter.
School tomorrow.
School. Yeah. So that being the case, we're gonna wrap this episode up. It's gonna be a short episode. It was the Rick Gets Mad episode 495. Rick Gets Mad.
Well,
No,
but
500.
We can continue this. We can have episode, the third part of the episode where you just continually get mad about, whatever. We'll just bring it, throw topics for you to get mad at.
I mean, I will give you a whole list of topics to make. We can talk about Chick-fil-A. We can talk about Hobby Lobby. We can talk all the shit if you want to talk. I will go off.
I don't
Let's
know
talk about
that
Texas.
Chick-fil-A has ever been partnered with Transformers that I can recall.
It doesn't matter.
But
It doesn't
they
matter.
do
Nothing
sell some
matters.
Transformers signs at Hobby Lobby, I think, right? Or
Yeah.
was that Michael's?
No, it was Hobby Lobby, but they were misspelled.
Okay, cool.
And I'm not kidding. They were.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember the one that had it had like 50 faction symbols on it, and they had the name under each one? Like, they were misspelled.
I don't remember that, but I know that you have a much bigger collection of non-figures or whatever than I do, so
This is figure of the year.
it is a good show.
Jackson.
Zaldron says that we have a new Thursday show called Rick Rants.
Rick Rants. Yeah, I mean, it's the first episode. It's all about how I don't have time to do this. That's the first episode.
Yeah.
Who
Ron
does?
says, I'm not sure who is more disappointed, Rick with the micro machines or his daughter modeling the Transformer helmets.
Oh, that's a low blow. That's a deep cut. It's like that's burns, singes the soul.
Boo earns.
So there you go. So I do want to mention this week that we've switched microcasters to Wednesday nights this semester at least. So check us out this fall, and we're actually switching it over from Facebook to YouTube. So check us out Wednesday night on YouTube, and then there was a Cut the Tape last week, and there may be one again this week. Who knows? It's always hard to say.
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
Nothing
Nobody
matters.
watches it to Zoldron. Nothing matters. Nothing matters.
Well,
I don't even
Ron
think
was
Zoldron
watching it
exists.
too.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Nothing
There you
It
go.
matters. It matters.
Well, enjoy school tomorrow, I guess. Dropping you girls off at school.
No, the bus is coming to get him at
The
like
bus.
before dawn.
Mm.
So
Well, that's fun.
I gotta get up so early.
Well, get some sleep, buddy. And
yeah. And then book
enjoy
club, I think that Zeldron mentioned that there's a post on the Facebook page about the status for this week. So I think it's a little bit different. So anyway, that's that. Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thanks to Ron and Zeldron. Thanks to Enots. Thanks to Daniel. Thanks to Peace Moo. Thanks to Anna. So there we go.
I like how you mention all our cast members like they're regular listeners. You know, you're such a liar.
Thanks to Rob S. And yeah, thanks to Phil P. And
hey, you know what? They were liking and subscribing and
thanks to Duran. Duran.
Anyway, all right.
Thanks to P. Sinclair. Thanks to B. Lovell. Thanks to Colin. Thanks to BP.
Just start naming people. Thanks to L. Graham. Thanks to T. Cruz.
Thanks to Charlie.
Right. All right. Well, anyway, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks to Hot D.